like to share a little bit about walking meditation. And some of the best times to do walking meditation are in the gaps when we are moving between places, like when we move between our house and our car, or when we move between our car and the office, or our car and a store. When we're walking through a parking lot is a great place to practice mindfulness. Now, a lot of times we have the idea that meditation is almost a trancing out and a kind of shutting out the outside world. And many types of meditation are like that, but that's not what I'm talking about. Zen meditation is never about shutting out the world. It's about being present with what is and opening to what is happening, not our idea of what's happening. And you use the texture of your experience. So in this case, let's talk about moving from the car to a store. There is this space. We shut the door. Take a deep breath, center yourself. Feel your head on your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to relax before you start walking. This is the key, because normally we shut the door and just move on. And we're moving so fast that that space between the car and the store becomes a mindless, very full space, and oftentimes we might even get honked at or almost bump into something because we're futzing with our bag or putting something in our pocket. This is the opposite of that. So I put my keys in my pocket, I stand, I become aware of my stance. This only takes a half a second. I take a breath and then I take a step. I use the sky and look up with my eyes and take in the whole parking lot, the whole space in front of me. I use all the cars and their presence becoming as objects of grounding of things that I'm aware of. But you stay open. You know, your mind does not latch on to any one thing. You'll notice someone's walking this way, someone's walking that way. Our awareness is the space that all these things are happening in. You're just learning to recognize that. You're taking advantage of the situation to recognize that. Each step of the journey to the store can be an expansion in mindfulness. And this does not end when you go into the store. It enters into another phase. So what do I mean by this? We cross the threshold of the door. We go for the cart or the basket. That is another moment to center ourselves, become aware, and do it with mindfulness as opposed to doing it with mindlessness and fast, moving forward, thinking about all these things, what we're going to do after the store, what we got to do tomorrow. All those things need to be done, and they will be done. But right in this moment, you can take advantage of the store. This does not mean that you have to be slow and very calm. You can be mindful and go fast. It helps to learn to do it in slowness, and oftentimes doing it slowly is essential to learn to do it fast. But when I lived in the Zen monastery, there were times that we cleaned fast every day, and that was part of why you did it, was you learned to be mindful while you're moving in high speed. Because mindfulness has nothing to do with the tempo. It's just easier to do it in a slower tempo. So as we move through the store, we enter different stages, the aisles, the clerk passing through, bagging everything. Each stage becomes the object of mindfulness, which means that you keep opening to what is, pay attention to what is happening, how the air feels, how what's happening in line, how the sound of the cash register. Each thing that is happening within your senses can become a way to ground, and your breath becomes the key to staying mindful. By doing this, you expand your mindfulness in a changing series of situations, which is one of the best ways to maintain mindfulness. It is very easy to maintain mindfulness when you're sitting still. Well, that's not easy, but you hit a different set of challenges than mindfulness when you're moving. But each stage of the journey allows you to come back to your mindfulness. So you may forget practicing mindfulness during different aisles or as you move through the store, but each time you come to a stopping point, that is a moment to center yourself, expand your awareness, and really be present. The same is true with when you leave the store and move back toward the car. As you get back to the car, there's that another natural stopping point with the cart. Before you start unloading the cart, you want to take advantage of these stopping points so that when you're doing the next activity, the mindfulness carries through it. And in this way, it is possible to maintain mindfulness that deepens throughout the day. You can maintain a mindful state for hours at a time. And when you do, you will find this mindfulness deepens endlessly. There is no bottom or top to how much this mindfulness can expand. The key is cultivating it. It is your natural state. It is the natural state of all beings, is awareness. Mindfulness is cultivating that awareness. So, enjoy the ride and use your breath to stay mindful. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like us and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified for when we post new videos. We really would encourage you to ask any questions that you have. We would love to answer them and address them in any way possible. And we will talk to you soon. And remember, stay focused on the question.